Let's get nuts indeed, guys. Sorry I'm a little late. Shocker, I'm late. What are you talking about? The shit you say. Yeah, things just weren't working as they do. Technical difficulties and whatever. I did get a new router. I had to get a new router because my router did go out this weekend. So had to get a new router yesterday, and I think that's partially it. Anyways, that's besides the point. Welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Monday. It is the end of Monday, and thank you for joining, of course. We got some things to talk about. Oh, man. Supergirl. Everybody's getting hyped for Supergirl. Supergirl trailer happening, and then, of course, we still got that drama that's happening between Warner Brothers and Netflix and all the other BS and Paramount and Then we'll talk about the box office, which, box office right now is just going to be a little, whatever. But hopefully... Is it freezing already? Is the stream freezing? No, great. I hope not. Wait a minute, what the hell? Is it not working? I had a bad feeling about this. I replaced the router, and is it not working now? No, it looks like it's working on Twitter. Or is it not? Let me know. Hopefully, should be good. Stream is fine. Okay, good. We're good. We're good. All right. Well, that's good. All right. Well, now that the music's over with, well, Oh, and now this thing's not working. What the frick, man? See, this is what I'm talking about. I am just having all kinds of technical difficulties right now. I can't pull up the chat. I don't know why, but I can't pull up the chat. Oh, there we go. Jesus Christ. Very strange. Anyways, let's see who's out there. What's happening? All right, we got Monique right here. Happy Monday to you. Today is ribeye steak salad over mixed greens with your choice of fixings. Homemade Dorothy Lynch dressing. I don't know exactly what Dorothy Lynch dressing is, but sounds awesome. You got ribeye right there. And I have a picture I posted yesterday on Twitter of what I made last night, which I was very proud of. That's why I posted it on Twitter. I'll show you what that was all about right there. So, D-Man, Supergirl trailer will blow up the internet and leave it for dead. I like your enthusiasm. Really do. Eric, what's happening? Whether the trailer blows up the internet or not may rely on how much Millie Alcock cranks up the heat. Cool. Yeah. What's going on? Mr. Ghoul right there. And I will say, Ghoul, just gonna, I did get a little bit of a complaint about, Friday's Film Junkee, not Film Junkee Live, but Vodka Stream and moderating, just a little bit. There was a suggestion that it was a little bit too much when it came to... I wasn't paying attention because I was going off on my whole spiel, so I didn't see exactly, but, just keep an eye on that kind of stuff. If somebody has, a bad opinion or disagrees with me, that doesn't necessarily mean they need to get blocked or anything. That's all. What's going on, Indiana Jake? Good to see ya. And then, of course, we got JD McRae. Can't wait for the Supergirl trailer. We got Mr. Droga right here. I saw Five Nights at Freddy yesterday. I also rewatched Batman Begins and Disney's Tarzan over the weekend. Nice. I can't even remember the last time I watched Tarzan. What's going on, Taladia? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just a tiny bit of a lag. Give him a yellow card. Is there a tiny bit of a lag? Yeah, it seems like it's every other week. It almost seems like it's every other week when it comes to the stream. So I'm hoping for the best, but man, I just know it just seems like it's every other week where the stream is just there's just issues. And then, like I said, I got a new router, and I'm hoping that it's it should be good. It's a new router, right? But, we'll see what happens though. But it seems like everything's looking pretty good as of right now. So just keep an eye on that, of course. Would be good. Then we got Eddie Rodriguez says Supergirl will suck. So something tells me that Eddie is not a James Gunn fan. He's already proclaiming the superhero, or that Supergirl is going to suck. I'm the channel the Snyder Cult talks about. You're the channel? Oh, yeah? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I meant to... I'm seeing some of your guys' chat right here. I'm the channel the Snyder Cult talks about. Oh, really? Aaron Fisher and others. No shit. Yeah. See, I don't really watch the guy. I mean, I'll see clips when people are like razzing that guy online. But yeah, I mean, I know, I don't know I don't think he's mentioned really me all that much. I know there's some people that said that he has. It's mainly the cell, the big time cell guys that talk about me. So I'm pretty sure that, you know, I don't know, like I posted my video today of me, you know, talking about, you know, the opening of the vodka stream and talking about those guys coming after me and everything. It's like a 19-minute video, so it's pretty good. He saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and had the worst theater experience ever. See, that's what sucks. You know, I mean, you know, with all this talk about Netflix and the worry about the movie theater experience, what sucks is human beings are just, you know, also making the movie theater experience bad. Now, you hear about these, you know, everybody just kind of, oh my God. I think he meant all cock. Yeah, did you guys like that video? I posted a short. And I just, for some reason, I mean, let's face it, her last name is Alcock. And, you know, I just was like, it just kind of came to me. And I was like, oh, I should shoot a video with the little tease that we got yesterday. And then I was like, oh, man, you know, that teaser is Alcock. And which is true. A little play on words. Gotta love it. Mr. Balga, what's happening? Why so serious and hostile Paramount? Channeling the Veruca Salt aura is really making you look good. I know, right? And yeah, we were talking about that on the vodka stream. He threatened to sue me for questioning his GoFundMe. He had a GoFundMe? Why did he have a GoFundMe? I didn't know. What was the GoFundMe for? That's very interesting. Hi, Dave. Do you want Spartacus House of Ashur? I think you're gonna like that series. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what the series exactly you're talking about, but I've been watching a lot of One plays lately, and they're funny as fuck. I don't know who that is or what channel that is, but hey. What's going on, Clone Avenger? Good to see you. Humans are actually yeah, freaking humans. It was these groups of kids being annoying, and everyone was annoyed. Even my 8-year-old cousin, who's a kid, was annoyed by them. Someone yelled, shut the F up to, damn, that's crazy. It's crazy. Oh yeah, I still gotta watch that. Because I did reactivate my my Netflix. So about his supposed hurt dog surgery. Just wanted to, so he was trying to get a GoFundMe for that. Interesting. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with questioning because a lot of people will, you know, do some shady stuff over there. That's for damn sure. So. But again, guys, thank you for joining in. We got lots to talk about, and hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I had a really good weekend. I was gone all day Saturday, you know, especially after, you know, the Twitter madness and having a 4.5-hour vodka stream, almost a 5-hour vodka stream, talking about all the madness. It's always nice to just have plans for Saturday and just disconnect from the internet, and that's exactly what I did. I drove out to the beach area to my friend Christina's house and picked her up, and we went to watch the whole bloody affair that was Kill Bill, and it was I tell you what, that is the definitive way to watch Kill Bill now. No more volume 1, no more volume 2. Watch it all in one big chunk. That's how I plan to watch it now. Now that I've seen it in all one big spliced chunk, it's great. You know, there was an intermission, of course, but, you know, when you're watching it at home, I think that's the definitive way to watch it. The added anime scene, that's like an extra 7 minutes, that has to do with O-Ren's character. Oh, man, that also was insane because it had to do, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it had to do about a certain character that you kind of was like, what happened with that character? What happened with that character? You actually see that, so that was really cool. So, yeah. So we did that, and then we crashed a Christmas party. She goes to this one place, this bar that is like a bar. It's like an Italian restaurant / bar kind of thing, and they have like an outside area, and somebody that she knew was throwing a Christmas party, so we kind of just crashed it. We didn't work there, we just free pizza and spaghetti and fettuccine alfredo and garlic knots, free. And then we were drinking wine. They were serving wine, and I was like, holy shit. So yeah, we just crashed the whole a whole Christmas party right there. So it was fun. So yeah, disconnected for the day. And then of course, yesterday was just Sunday, football, all the stuff. So anyways, stream is spazzing a bit. Yeah. It's like every other stream, man. Is it really spazzing? Yeah, hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's not going a little too crazy. I'm checking the feed right now. Is it going to be okay? Yeah, I think a lot of us prefer the theater experience, but of course we're going to be talking about that. Yeah, it seems to be looking good right now. Seems to be looking good. Hopefully it's not, it might be a little bit on your end, but it might be a little bit on my end too. I don't know. Seems like it's all running pretty good right now. But anyways, all right, let's move forward and let's get to these tweets. And speaking of pizza right here, guys. So, obviously, it's the 35th anniversary of Home Alone this year. And they decided to, hey, we're going to we got this whole thing right here. Geek Vibes Nation posted this. And this is going to be pretty interesting right here because you can get yourself a Little Nero's pizza, which, of course, is the lovely cheese pizza. Just for me. So here is the thing right here for the Home Alone 35th anniversary. Little Nero's from Home Alone is real. Disney Plus, Prince Street Pizza, bringing Kevin's fave to life nationwide with retro boxes, lovely cheese pizza rename, and full 90s makeover. Studio City, LA gets the iconic delivery car out in front. That's pretty sweet. Although that pizza looks like ass. I don't know what's going on with that pizza. That pizza looks, I don't know. They could have made that pizza look a little better. Anybody else think that pizza could, use a little improvement? They could have fancied it up a little bit. It almost looks like, then again, maybe that's what they're going for because the delivery driver in Home Alone drove like a maniac. So, if you watch Home Alone, he did drive like a maniac. So maybe it caused the pizza to be kind of one-sided because it seems like the cheese is going one way and you got this outer little, the sauce is like right here, but you don't see sauce over here. So maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. I'm just kind of going like, yeah, cool. Well, hopefully, I'm sure it tastes good. I'm sure it tastes good, but, It just because it didn't look very photogenic right there. But hey. Zack Snyder. Well, Zack Snyder is still posting things. Didn't post a lot of things, recently, but he did post. He posted a couple things. So let's talk about what he's posting right here. And I'm gonna eventually make a video. Also, I'm eventually gonna make a video where. Full on what I've been talking about when it comes to all the craziness of Netflix and Warner Brothers, and we all know there's been craziness, and of course I got I had the group kind of come at me because that's what they were fighting for, even though that's not what they were fighting for when it came to their hashtag. They were fighting for the Snyderverse to go to Netflix, but not the whole. They didn't want Warner Brothers. They hate Warner Brothers. That's what's so funny about that. That was another thing I was thinking about. I was like, wow, they hate Warner Brothers. So naturally, they were fighting for just Warner Brothers to, sell a version of DC to them because they didn't want anything to do. They hate Warner Brothers. But now Warner Brothers is completely going over there. At least, we'll see what happens. Again, pump the brakes because you never know what could happen when it comes to all this. But recent stuff when it comes to Zack Snyder and his Instagram. Schneider. Yeah, that pizza just didn't look good, huh? It just didn't look good. Let's see. Okay, so. Yeah, so right here. Okay, so obviously we know that Zack had a different idea when it came to the origin story of Diana in the Snyderverse, which is kind of funny. That, obviously when it comes to his version, it's R-rated. Very R-rated, very, very R-rated, to the point where it's like not just because of the violence. Now, there was like more to the story than there actually was when it came to what he thought Wonder Woman could be, but naturally the studio wasn't going to go for that. And then, of course, when it came to Patty Jenkins and him, they collaborated and came up with a good story, and that's why the Wonder Woman movie is very iconic. So he showed these images right here, of course, obviously shot with a Leica monochrome frame. A shot alongside Steven Berkman's glass plate photography. This is original Wonder Woman photograph made for Batman v Superman, and of course the black and white image that was the Crimean War. Crimean War later became the basis of the Wonder Woman. The World War I version we recreated for Wonder Woman. This would have been the very first iteration of Diana's story. So this one right here, I don't think he's actually, I mean, I know he's posted different versions, but this was actually quite different. I don't know, this looks a little different than the normal ones that he's posted. I think this one might be like like a different kind of shot when it comes to all that. So not too shabby. And then, speaking of that, let's see, go back over here. So Gal Gadot, she actually went on Instagram and posted this. I'm not going to bring up hers, but right here she said, 12 years ago today. 12 years ago! 12 years ago. That is crazy. 12 years ago today, I was cast as Wonder Woman. What a wild, life-changing ride with a character I love so much. I thought it would be fun to share my camera test with Ben. I watched it last night for the first time. Zack Snyder, thank you for sharing this with me and for casting me as Diana Prince. So obviously, you guys have probably seen this, of course. Jeez, that's loud. But yeah, I mean, it's funny to see these camera tests because Ben Affleck has his real hair right here. Because mind you that he did wear a wig when he played Bruce Wayne.
I told you that if you ever tried to contact me or see me again, I'd kill you.
He still looks like Bruce Wayne, though.
Believe it.
The hair still works.
What do you want?
I just wonder why. Yeah, I guess they wanted more flowy hair.
Flex knows who you are. He's looking into your past. I don't like the implications.
You think I don't know that? I can take care of myself.
Okay.
Do you even remember the last time we spoke, or were you too drunk?
Ooh.
Let me help you. It was 8 years ago. 8 years. And now you just show up? Well, I guess in your screwed up world, that's okay.
I just want to let you know you're in danger.
Why are you really here? Bruce, you're not gonna drag me back in.
I guess I thought I owed you something. I just wanted to warn
You really need to get
Where's
some
this scene in the
focus.
actual movie? Just kidding. No, it's a screen test. I get
I'm not
it.
in trouble here. You are.
You are. And there it is. So there's that. So yeah, that was all being posted and stuff like that, which is really cool because yeah, 12 years. I can't believe it's been 12 years. Again, you know, and that's why I always make fun of like some of these guys that don't, you know, in their echo chambers, they think like everything happened like 2 years ago. But it's just amazing how long it's been when it comes to all this. And yeah, so, but it's funny because we've seen that before. That's been out there before. That's not anything new. And some people were making it seem like that's never been seen. I'm like, no, you could. I mean, I think if you bought like Batman vs Superman, like the Steel Book or whatever the hell that was in there. So there was that. And then of course, going back to Zach's Instagram. He also posted this. Oh, there's that handsome devil that is Henry Cavill as Superman. Today marks a little milestone on this wild Instagram journey. 500K followers in just over 2 months. I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's joined along the way. For me, these characters are kind of modern mythology, and I put a ton of reverence and respect into bringing them to life. Seeing that resonate with so many of you means the world. Here's to many more stories together. Yes. Many more stories. He's back. Sorry. I mean, obviously that was, you know, the many more stories was like, oh yeah, he's that, of course, he's indicating that. I think he just means stories in general. Yes, but again, he could come back, for something. He could come back. He definitely could. God knows what's going to happen. Everything's so up in the air right now, and he could for sure. But of course, he is a storyteller. He's got a bunch of, God knows how many stories that he wants to tell still when it comes to a lot of things. We just don't know exactly what it's going to be. And then, of course, Kleanos captured this shot of me in Iceland while we were out scouting locations, which looks really cool. And then he posted this right here of Sir Anthony Hopkins. Captured the legendary Anthony Hopkins with the 5mm Dream lens. Always an honor to photograph greatness. Boom. Gotta love that. That does look... That's, again, a lot of people... Some people don't like the Dream lens. I definitely like the Dream lens. I think the Dream lens is great, but yeah, so that stuff was like posted and everything. So, yeah, that's why, but again, I go back to like what I was saying, just, there's nothing wrong with being excited. Nothing wrong. And like I said, I push back against the chuckleheads that, like to, come after me and everything, which I did on Friday. And then, of course, I posted, a condensed version today. So if you want to watch that, it's a 19-minute video where I talked about, obviously they have tweets from me from almost 3 years ago, same time frame when it comes to James Gunn. And, so if you want to watch that, check that out. It was fun to edit because I was like, oh, yeah. Because sometimes I don't know how it's going to turn out. When I'm in, like, rant status, especially with Vodka Stream ranting, I don't know if it's going to be, if I'm making sense or not. I'm like, when I'm going off on like little rants and everything, I'm just like, I don't know if like, oh, can this be like its own thing? Because I know not everybody's going to watch the live stream. So I'll put things in a regular video, and then of course I'll put them in a short just to get things out there. But I tell you, but yeah, it ended up being good. And I was like, should I chop this up? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have it as just a long video. I condense it down as much as possible, but yeah. I just, like I said, we just don't know everything that's going on right now. And Zach's still having fun posting images. And naturally, we know, again, that his DC stuff is going to do... That's why, like, anytime he has a milestone, he seems like anytime he has a milestone, he's posting Henry Cavill, Superman. Because he knows, like, because it's like, those are the ones that get the traction. And he's a good marketer. He's a good marketer and everything. And again, we just don't know. Maybe something... I'm still saying... A Kingdom Come Snyderverse movie is in the future somewhere. And then there was something else. You know what? I'm going to put that in a whole other video. Never mind. I'm going to save that. There's something else, but I've already been talking way too much about this. Already done that. But anyways, good to see you, Music Man. See you out there. So what happened here? Did we get, will Trump release the Epstein files? I was seeing what got deleted right there, but hey. Not deleted, but postponed. Maybe eventually I don't know. But I don't know why, like, the most, there's these 2025 lists. I don't know why. It's always funny when it comes to the 2025 lists. They always come out. You would think they would come out at, like, the last week of December. The last week of December, you would think that they would just do these, like, the best of 2025 or the most of 2025. You would think those would get released, because it's still the first week. We're going into the second week now of December. It's like, hey, can we just, like, pump the brakes on that too? But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know why they do it like that, but they're already releasing stuff. So right here we have... Google has unveiled the 10 most searched movies worldwide when it comes to 2025. Anora took number one, likely because everybody was searching for it after it won Best Picture and all those Academy Awards. Superman, that's right, the movie that nobody was going to talk about after Fantastic Four came out. And as you can see, no Fantastic Four on this list. Superman was number 2, Minecraft 3, Thunderbolts 4, Sinners 5, Happy Gilmore 2, 6, Final Destination Bloodlines 7, Weapons 8, 28 Years Later 9, and Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning number 10. Right there. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, I don't know how many times, those certain guys and people, you know, that would be in my comments and mentions, nobody's going to be talking about Superman by the time Fantastic Four comes out. People are still talking. You guys talk about Superman way more than the people who liked it, because you got a weird, unhealthy obsession. That's for damn sure. But it was, the set. But I mean, obviously, you know, that's what kind of smart to drop Superman, the legacy from Superman, because then again, you know, are people really searching for the movie, or are they just searching for the character? Huh? Nice little like SEO thing right there. I don't know. Spider Noir. I still don't like that it's called Spider Noir. Anybody else wish it was still called Spider-Man Noir? It just still doesn't make sense. Why take the man out of Spider-Man and just call it Spider Noir? I mean, I guess it shortens that. I don't know. I guess people are going to still dig this thing anyways. It's coming out on Amazon Prime. Obviously, CCXP happened, and they released a poster, and then it was unveiled that B. Riley, which I guess we can assume is Ben, is going to be Nicolas Cage's version of Spider-Man right there. And a very awesome poster. Looks very noirish. Gotta love it. What kind of glass is that right there? That kind of little glass window. You never really see like a window like that anymore. But yeah, you have that right there, and it's just cool. There was also, let's see, let me scroll up a little bit, because there was a display. For it. Where are you, display? It was there. God damn. I tweet too much sometimes. Let's see, I'm trying to there it is. Since we're starting like this, check this out. So this was at CCXP. It was like a little, hey, look, check this out. And, you know, of course, naturally, it's a little web action. And you can hear that old-timey music, right? It's pretty sweet. So yeah, you get a little Spider Noir web action right there. That's pretty cool. So, not my Ben. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that on the Vodka stream, Mr. Balga, because Balga was wearing his Ben Reilly get-up. Looked nice and toasty. So, yeah, that was funny. Yeah, there's a new hashtag for you guys right there. Woo-wee. All right, so what else we got? Oh, yeah, there's this. We knew this was going to happen eventually. Exclusivo! After relaunching the Bad Boys franchise, Sony is looking to reinvigorate another popular property, tapping scribe Chris Bremner to pen the next Men in Black pick. That's right, Men in Black! While no talent is attached, a certain someone will get first look at the script. And of course, that certain someone is Will Smith. Why not? Men in Black International was a shit sandwich. God, that movie sucked. I remember being in that movie theater going, what? It was so bad. I hated Chris Hemsworth's character more than I hated his character in the Ghostbusters movie that he was in. Yeah, Tessa Thompson was okay, but God, I don't even remember what happened in that movie. I really don't remember what happened in that movie, and I'm just like, yeah, they cheesed up Men in Black International so badly. So if they could do something with this, fine. I doubt Tommy Lee Jones would come back, but then again, who knows? Dude's still kicking. I mean, he's up there, but maybe he'll come back. But it seems like if you don't have Will Smith in it, why do it? That's the way I'm looking at it. But if they, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Brandon Sklenar. Oh, Brandon Sklenar, guys. Well, we're all anxiously wondering who the DCU Batman is. And Brandon Sklenar, of course, has a new movie coming out called The Housemaid, or what is it? The Housemaid? The one with Sydney Sweeney and what's her name? And of course, he's going to be in that. So naturally, he's being interviewed. And he was on Today. Not today. This wasn't today, but he was talking about, of course, they brought up Batman when it comes to him. And I tell you what, I know it's what's interesting about Brandon Sklenar. I think he fits the role. He's got the physique. He's got the good, he's got a good face for it. But the only thing is, he's always got facial hair. So it's going to be I start going, oh yeah, he's got to shave the facial hair because we always see him with facial hair. Now, if he's Bruce Wayne, he can't have that facial hair, but he definitely has the voice.
Genuinely terrible.
Hey, Brandon, really quickly, there's been a lot of buzz. James Gunn has talked about he's going to be rebooting the Batman film.
Yeah.
And there's talk about possibly you maybe putting the cowl and cape on?
I mean, that would be a dream, wouldn't it?
How great would that be?
I mean, are you kidding me? The fact that people are buzzing and they want you.
Kind of crazy, yeah. I was in Spain filming, and as I walked down the street, someone was like, Batman.
Really?
Yeah, it's wild. And I'm always surprised by it. You don't realize the reach of these things, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm super grateful for the support in that. It would obviously be a dream to be able to do that. It'd be so surreal.
I could so
Could you
see
do
it.
kind of like a Michael Caine? I'm Batman.
I gotta save that, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I haven't worked on my Batman. Yeah.
Have you, sir?
We are Team Brandon.
Thank you.
There you go.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
so much.
You've been working on that Batman voice, have you? Huh? Has there already been auditions? Well, maybe you guys want to watch the post show. I don't know. I'm just saying, I do have the post show on Patreon, and maybe we'll talk about it on Wednesday too when it comes to members only stream. When it comes to Sklenar. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, and then of course, naturally, again, it's like going into the DCU Batman movie, Brave and the Bold, you don't have to wait for the actor to, work out for like 6-9 months or something like that. The dude is already fucking jacked. This was like his new spread right here. That's right. Yeah, that's right. We're doing some thirsty images right here, but I'm just saying. I mean, he's already in Batman shape. I mean, I'm sure that was for the new movie, but something tells me that when he was posting those, not those ones right there, but posting like on social media of him in the mirror, flexing the abs, I was like, PR, Brandon? Is that PR? Is that PR? Could be PR. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. And then, of course, we lost an icon. We lost Carrie. Hiroruka Tagawa. I know I butcher names all the time, but of course, Shang Tsung, he was in The Last Emperor. He was also in Showdown in Little Tokyo, This fucking guy, man. That guy he just had the face. He just had that face. Did voice acting too. He was in The Man in the High Castle as well. Yeah, he passed away at the age of 75, so may he rest in peace. But, long life, 75. Still, you think like, oh yeah, we wish you could go in at least to the 80s or something like that. So, yeah. Dave, I've seen a picture with him without facial hair. He is Batman and Bruce. Yeah, no, we just got to get used to it. That's all. This wins Christmas. This wins Christmas right here when it comes to somebody setting up their house, and people get creative when it comes to setting up Christmas decorations. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't care that Bruce Willis even said it wasn't the case. But yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And check out this right here. What the F? Let's turn that down. Look at that. Yippee-ki-yay, mother effer. You got to blow up. Well, look at that. Okay, we could pause it. It's real quick. You got to blow up Nakatomi Plaza. You got him right there. Now I have a machine gun. Ho-ho-ho. You got a police car right here. You got everything going on. And then you even got Hans Gruber falling off the roof right here. I mean, that's amazing. Why do I have a feeling that's AI? That's probably AI. I don't know. Because I'm thinking about the camera. I'm like, where's that camera located? Is that like the neighbor across the street looking? I think that's AI. Sadly, I think that's AI because AI is just getting better. But it was being passed around, and I was like, still cool. But I'm pretty sure that that's freaking AI, man. Ugh. I just have a feeling. I don't know. I don't think that's real. I just don't think that's real. And, now we always have to question everything nowadays. Unless somebody has like, a full on, I've only seen this. Something tells me that if this was an actual display, there would be more images from the people street level on the sidewalk. I haven't seen shit, so I'm guessing this is AI. Fuck. It's just nonstop. Nonstop. Let's see what we got here. Keep going. I don't need to do that or this. Let's see what else we got. Sinners, Critics' Choice Awards, 17 nominations, baby. That's right. Best Picture, Director, Actor, Supporting Actress, Young Actor, Actress, Original Screenplay, Cinematography, Editing, Costume Design, Production Design, Score, Song, Hair and Makeup, Casting, an Ensemble, Sound, Stunt Design, and Visual Effects. That's right. Loving that. And of course, we're going to be talking about the Golden Globe nominations, which it got Golden Globe nominations. So, and even Superman, Superman got a VFX nomination. So, there's at least that. Oh, with all the craziness that's happening when it comes to Netflix and Warner Brothers, a lot of people brought up this when it came to the idea of Universal buying Warner Brothers, which, if I had to choose after everything that's happening, if I had to choose, I would say Universal would probably be like the better choice. And because somebody brought up the idea of, well, if Universal owns the DC universe, guess what they can have at Universal Studios? Immersive DC universe attractions. And sure enough, that might actually happen even though Netflix might own the IP. According to Bloomberg, Warner Brothers is in talks to license DC Comics IP for new attractions at Universal theme parks. Yep. That could be cool. That could be really cool. We'll see what happens, but I think that'd be a pretty cool, little cool thing right there. Just saying. All right, Meow. You ready, Meow? All right, so this is what's happening right now, Meow. And Meow, we're going to get Super Troopers 3. Did you guys know that? Super Troopers 3 is coming out? Yeah, it's coming out August 7th of 2026. That's right. Officially announced. They were already filming it, and there are the boys. That's right. They added this guy. This guy's been in all the Broken Lizard movies. But there they all are back. You know what? I didn't really like Super Troopers 2 all that much. The first one's great. First one's classic. First one's absolutely classic. Second one, Second one was kind of I should rewatch it again, though. I only watched it once. I've watched the first one numerous times. But, hey, they're going to make a whole trilogy out of it, so not bad. Little Super Troopers news right there, yeah. All right, what else we got? Gosh, there's so much to freaking talk about when it comes to that stuff. All right, let's keep going. Oh, yeah. What did I say, guys? What did I say? It's so funny because I get comments on a weekly basis, maybe not a daily basis, but a weekly basis, especially if I post a video about, say, the Snyderverse or anything Snyderverse. And then, of course, I push back against, certain fans that, mainly the ones that crawl up in my mentions who act very culty. And, of course, the leaders of, these silly hashtags and whatnot. And naturally, I definitely like to call out the bullshit that websites out there will put out there to take advantage of a fandom. And I've been doing that since the Snyder Cut days. And I got a lot of heat then because you're killing hype. What are you doing, Dave? Why you gotta say that? I've even gotten responses like, hey, so even if you're right, you're still killing hype. It's like, no, I just want truth. I just want actual truth out there. And of course, when it came to Cosmic Book News and when it came to all this stuff, they put out that bullshit that was Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and the Saudis, that's my little jingle that I've been saying. And naturally, You know, that was one of the things, like, nobody was really talking about it, but it was like, hey, so now that Netflix has it, can we just, and can we just call out Cosmic Book News as complete bullshit? Because they were saying that, and they were saying Netflix is most likely is like, oh yeah, no, I'm hearing that Netflix is not. And then that motherfucker posts this. He posts this. Mr. Matt McGroin literally posts, not even from Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is from Justice League. He put, I tried. He posted that image. I tried. Yeah, you tried or you lied, which is probably what he was kind of hinting at. Because, that scoop that he had, completely made up, guys. Completely made up. So crazy. How about that? Yeah, Cosmic Book News, full of shit. They've always been full of shit. And they built up their viewership and all this stuff by putting out bullshit. I'm not saying it's always bullshit, because I've always said that, even scoopers, they're not batting 1,000, they're not batting 0. Same with these guys. They're in the same ballpark. Yeah, they'll post legit stuff, and then they'll also post complete bullshit. They saw that, oh yeah, we could take advantage of the engagement of crazy Snyder fans, so let's go ahead and post that Zack Snyder and Christopher. I mean, that title should have been a warning. Like, just the fact that they brought in Christopher Nolan into that title. Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and Saudi Arabia, are going to restore this universe. And it was just like, holy crap. I mean, and people ate it up. Even some of the guys that were coming after me ate it up. They haven't talked about it, though. They're not going to admit that they followed the bullshit. They're not going to admit that, of course. They're not going to admit, oh yeah, I retweeted it, I support it. No, they're not going to admit that. No. Why would they do that? Why would they admit that? Jeez. All right. Just had to put that here. Guys, it's 2027. You've purchased your ticket to go see The Batman Part 2. You're walking into the movie theater, you're like, oh man, finally, we're going to see the follow-up to The Batman. Matt Reeves' The Batman. 5 years later, finally, we're going to see what this next adventure is when it comes to this version of Batman. But now it's owned by Netflix, and you get your popcorn, you get your soda, or whatever you choose to drink, and you walk into the movie theater, you sit down, and the projector comes up, and again, owned by Netflix, you see this message on the screen. Womp womp. This TV isn't part of your Netflix household. That was like an image that was going, everybody was making their own meme, like own captions on that. I didn't make that. I brought that up on the Vodka stream. And I was like, because somebody made reference like Dune 3. People were just, doing their own thing. So I was like, oh yeah, let me make my own caption. But it's funny. That is funny right there. It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, good times. Nah, I'm not gonna bring that one up. I'm not gonna bring that up. Let's see what else we have. Okay, more stuff like that. Boo, right? Boo. Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, this is crazy. This is insane. God damn it. Damn it. Hold on. I hate it when names elude me. Hold on. Totally just, Joseph Quinn. There it was. I knew it was in there. It was on the tip of my tongue. This is insane. Joseph Quinn, who got popularity from Stranger Things Season 4, playing the character Eddie, that everybody just kind of like, people were falling in love with that guy. Whether, ladies were loving him. Dudes were like, I want to be this guy's friend. And of course, when you got that episode where he's in the Upside Down and he's playing Master of Puppets, so fucking badass. So he just like won the hearts of everyone. And then all of a sudden his name became mainstream. And studios were like, we got to get that guy. We got to get that guy. This is absolutely insane because ever since Stranger Things season 4, and now we finally got season 5, Joseph Quinn has been in these 4 movies. These 4 movies came out in between Stranger Things season 4 and season 5. That's what's crazy. A Quiet Place Day 1, Gladiator 2, Warfare, and Fantastic Four. Kind of insane to think that. Kind of makes me wonder, though, is he... I just wouldn't be surprised if Eddie shows up somewhere in season 5. Kind of crazy. But, yeah, those 4 movies. But it's just so crazy. He gets Quiet Place, good franchise. Gladiator 2, Ridley Scott, follow-up, whoa. Warfare, Alex Garland, and that movie was fucking intense, and then gets cast as Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four. Just kind of crazy how just... all because of one character. Just shows you the power of Stranger Things, because it didn't make stars out of everyone, though. Did you notice that? Like, Stranger Things, like, when it comes to some of the other cast members, they didn't, like, blow up as much. Finn and Mealy, they blew up. Sadie Sink, she kind of blew up. But not like everybody kind of blew up. Like, especially when it comes to the original cast. I mean, not all of them really blew up. They were just showing up in a bunch of things. Yeah, he was one of the best characters. And it's crazy how a character can just do that. And I'm just like going, hey, if they bring him back, if somehow he comes back, that'd be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet. All right, I got to show this. I got to show a food pic. I don't know if Monique is still out there watching, but I was kind of proud of this last night because, like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make something interesting tonight. The day before, I ate a bunch of Italian food, like I told you, pizza, and I ate a bunch of Italian food. So naturally, I was like, well, let's get back to more of the, the protein and shit like that. So this is what I made yesterday, guys. It was like my first attempt, and I was like, you know what? I usually, I get my steaks delivered, like a butcher box thing. And I was like, I'm going to cook up a ribeye, but I'm not going to just make the ribeye and, have, whatever. So this is what I made right here. This is a steak, egg, and cheese sandwich on sourdough. 2 of them, naturally. The sourdough, I, toasted with butter and some extra virgin olive oil soaked in as well. I get this extra virgin olive oil that I get from this family-owned company, and it's really good stuff. So I had that. Cooked up the steak. Yeah, I like it rare. I like it, it's, pretty pink right there. I have raw cheddar. That's right. I raw dog the cheddar, man. And then, of course, 4, not 2, but 4 pasture-raised eggs that I, cooked, like, over medium kind of thing. And bam, there you go right there. And then, of course, naturally, a glass of red wine. Oh, that was delicious, too. I was proud of that. Because I've made breakfast sandwiches and stuff, but I've never like made a steak and egg and cheese sandwich like that. I mean, I was proud of that. I was proud of that last night. I really was. So, just thought I'd share. Hopefully I didn't make you hungry. Hopefully I didn't make you hungry at all, but no mayo. No, mayo? Indiana J. Mayo? No, get out of here. What are you doing? No. Like I said, I toasted the sourdough and I put butter, good butter, not the bullshit spreadable butter or fake butter, good butter. Like I said, you try to just eat like good shit. You can make stuff like that, and yeah, no butter, no mayo, no. Ugh, I'm not a mayo guy. I'm definitely not a mayo guy. So then I said, extra virgin olive oil. It soaked into the toasted bread. It was good. It was really good. I was like really proud of myself right there. So Quentin Tarantino keeps on talking shit about actors, and I don't know why he's like become this crotchety, dude, where he's just, I appreciate the unfilteredness that he has, but it's like, but now you just talk shit about, other actors, And it's just weird because you never really hear that from a director. Like a director, it seemed like there was always a director's code of like, hey, don't talk shit on actors. And we already talked about the whole Paul Dano thing. And, you know, Matt Reeves even came out and said that Paul Dano's a fine actor and everything. And but I didn't realize Quentin Tarantino also shit on Owen Wilson. What? Wow. Really? Quentin Tarantino thinks I'm bad? Wow. That's weird. Yeah, Owen Wilson. Okay. And Matthew Lillard. Just random. So random. Saying that these guys were like, you know, bad. And then, you know, obviously we had the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel that came out. And Matthew Lillard, during one of his surprise appearances at the movie theater, actually, you know, commented about it.
Quentin Tarantino this week said he didn't like me as an actor. Whatever, who gives a shit? Listen. The point is that it hurts your feelings. It fucking sucks. And he wouldn't say that to Tom Cruise. He wouldn't say that to somebody who's a top-line actor in Hollywood. I'm very popular in this room. I am not very popular in Hollywood. Two totally different microcosms, right? And so, you know, it's humbling, and it hurts. So, thank you. Quentin Tarantino this week said he didn't like me.
And it's so because like I just raved about watching Kill Bill, you know, the whole bloody affair, which was great. Dude's a fucking excellent filmmaker, one of the best. But my God, like, why are you just shitting on random actors here, man? It's like, stop shitting on actors. I think that's what we just like. You can obviously have these opinions, and you know, not every actor is going to be your cup of tea. I get it, but it's like, why are you publicly shitting on these actors? That's what's so interesting, you know. But he's actually being pretty careful because he's only been shitting on male actors. Oh man, if he shits on a female actor, watch the fuck out. Then the you know, that cancel culture, if it's even really around anymore, is really going to come after you. But I'm like, good God, Jesus. I don't know. He's becoming this crotchety old man. And it's like, dude, just fucking, when's your last movie coming out? Well, let's just get behind the camera and make that last movie. Get that last movie out. I think that's what we kind of want right there. And when it comes to the studio wars, when it comes to box office this year, Warner Brothers was top dog pretty much the entire year, which was kind of crazy. Warner Brothers has had such a good year, which is probably why Zazie Pants was like, hey, check out this, you know, check out this. We got new interior walls, new carpeting, hardwood floors. Hey, look at that. We got a bidet in the bathroom. That feels good. That's what he did. He flipped the house at his Warner Brothers. That's exactly what Zazie Pants did. 2025 distributors. Yeah, Disney is now top dog because Zootopia just fucking went crazy. Zootopia. So yeah, Disney passes WB, nears $2 billion thanks to Zootopia. Crazy right there. So Disney is now the top dog because Zootopia is probably going to make $1 billion. And that's what's insane too. It's like, I didn't think Zootopia 2 was going to go that crazy. I enjoyed the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. I do plan on seeing it because I did enjoy the first. But it's just so crazy. So naturally, there's going to be a third one. There has to be, right? There's going to be a third one. And then you patrons out there, I did post a Sunday evening hangover podcast. You know, more of an unfiltered, unhinged podcast. But, you know, I like to do that. Hey, Dwayne Johnson and Brandon Fraser. Guess what? They were actor on actor together. Good little pair right there. And listen to this right here. This is really great. Because Brendan Fraser, like, he's like a big teddy bear. I just want to always give him a hug. But listen to Dwayne Johnson, you know, basically state that, hey, Brendan, you helped with my movie career.
You and I first connected on The Mummy Returns, and that was one of the biggest franchises in the world at that time, in our industry, beloved around the world. You were the face of that franchise, and the flowers I want to give is I was ready to make my transition into Hollywood, and I was excited, and I had this opportunity.
Brendan's looking good right there, by the
to be
way.
casted in your movie.
Casted.
As the Scorpion.
Why'd you say casted, Dwayne?
And
it's not casted.
I remember meeting with Stephen Summers, our director, and met with all the folks at Universal, and I was so excited. But I knew, because they told me, you know, we're just going to talk to Brandon. Because I said, hey, is it okay? And he said, well, we're going to talk to him. And so there was a moment, I feel like, where you could have said, hey, listen, I love this idea of a character called the Scorpion King, but this guy, Dwayne Johnson, he's never acted before. I know he's in pro wrestling. I'm not quite too sure. This is a beloved franchise. Felt like Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the word that I got back was, Brendan loves the idea. He welcomes you with open arms. And it really meant something to me, because not only was it your franchise and you took a shot and a risk with me, who had never acted back then, but also that kicked off my career. And it went from The Mummy Returns to then The Scorpion King to years later, you and I are sitting here, and I just, as always, but now here, I want to say thank you, man. And thank you for in a way, in a big way, really changing my life, because the trajectory that you allowed to happen led me to be here.
You're too kind, Dwayne. You were always the right guy for the job.
He looks good right there, man. And I don't know, it just seems like, he looks good right there. I know some people were like, oh, can he do The Mummy Returns? There was like a moment where, people were saying like, oh, he's really like ballooned up. Maybe like, with this Brendan Fraser, because he got nominated. We're going to talk about that. And then with The Mummy coming out, it's like, now he's like, oh shit, maybe he's just like, I got to get shit back together. And he looks really good right there. He looks really good right there. So, and he's just such a big teddy bear, just fucking big ass teddy bear. I'll tell ya. All right, is that it? I think that's probably it. Oh, well, before we start, I think that's okay. Before we start diving into the DCU news, well, I just had to bring this up right here because it was like a last minute thing that got released when it came to Guillermo del Toro. That's right. He's a fan. He's a fan of what James Gunn is doing with Superman. And he was talking, of course, Mr. Horowitz on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. He loved it. I really enjoy the way James Gunn is viewing the universe. When I saw Superman, you feel the healing power of goodness from someone that believes in it. So there you go. We got another filmmaker, a filmmaker that I still have not watched Frankenstein. I got to watch that, and I will before the year's up, before I do my top 10, 25 list, just in case. You never know, because I'm a Del Toro fan. But yeah, I love the fact that he saw Superman and he really loved Superman and praised Mr. Jimmy Guns when it came to Superman. So let's go ahead and start diving into. There's not a lot of DCU news, obviously. I wonder if the Scorpion King will be back. I'd be crazy if they bring the Scorpion King back. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. And you know what? They should have the same shitty fucking visual effects as they did back in The Mummy 2. Oh, those Scorpion King visual effects were, oh my God, terrible. Okay, so let's go ahead and start diving into this DCU news. I haven't seen his Frankenstein, and I don't think I want to. Okay, it's not for everybody. The audio was doubled. Oh yeah, there's like a little bit of, there's always going to be a little bit, because I got my microphone and I got the desktop going on. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of something right there. Sorry, it's not perfect. If I turn off my microphone, it would sound better, but I'm not going to turn off the microphone because I'm doing commentary on this. Okay, what do we have here? Like I said, Peacemaker did get nominated. Hey, so starting off right here, Peacemaker did, in fact, get nominated for a Critics' Choice Award. That's right, guys. Peacemaker did. It was only for one in particular person, and that, of course, is Danielle Brooks. She's got nominated for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. when it came to the Critics' Choice, which I say, hell yeah. She is very likable. Especially in season 2, I really was like, I don't know. She's very likable. She's like, again, she's like, I want to just give you a hug. Especially when it came to that one episode when she was walking, you know, I'm going to go for a walk. And it started clicking. It started clicking for me. I still remember when she goes, well, I want to go for a walk. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, no, don't go for a walk. Don't go for a walk. Don't go for a walk. No. And then, of course, you know, we saw how that cliffhanger ended, and then, of course, how, yeah. But anyways, you know, she rocks. So, good on her. Good for her. Love that. There's a thing where James Gunn, you know, when he was talking to Bloomberg, okay, so when it comes to Jimmy Gunn's and Peter Safran, they got their contracts extended to spring of 2027, which I'm going, okay, I thought the contract was to, I don't know, I'm so confused on what the contracts actually were, but apparently I think the contract was actually to 2026, and they extended it a year. So, you know, again, with everything that's happening, Jimmy Gunn's and Peter Safran and Petey Saf, they're not exactly safe. Nobody is safe when it comes to buyouts. I think they're good for right now, and it seems like Zazzy Pants, if he's going to be sticking around, he's the one that wanted Jimmy Gunn's. And yeah, I think everything's going to be okay when it comes to the DCU, and everything's going to be moving forward. I think we're going to be okay. But it's just so funny because I see this right here, you know, obviously looking at DC film news, a quote about Batman, the DCU Batman again. It's just kind of like, yeah, no shit. If you're going to make a Batman movie, it better be fucking awesome. You hit the fucking nail with the hammer on that one, Jimmy. It's like, geez. All right. I mean, I know there's more to it, but of course, the Bloomberg article, you have to subscribe to Bloomberg to read the entire thing. But it's just kind of funny that quote, I'm like, yeah, no shit. It better be fucking awesome. It's Batman. It's Batman for sure. Now, when it came to David Cornsweet sat down with Jonathan Bailey when it came to the variety actor on actor. And a lot of people, including crazy fucking stupid weirdos on Twitter who were going after David Cornsweet because of a comment that was made. There was a certain clip that was going around, and I'm not going to bring up the clip, but because it's just so stupid. Because essentially he was talking about how, you know, when it came to both of them, Jonathan Bailey and David Cornsweet both had scenes where they have a kissing scene while they're levitating up in the air. Obviously with Superman, and obviously with Wicked, with the witch and everything. So they had that, and David Cornsweet brought up something where he said like, oh yeah, I mean obviously he's not the one that's doing the flying, she is. So he said like, hey, you know, it was like good that you still presented it in a very masculine kind of way, even though it was the woman that was lifting you up. You know, just kind of making that observant thing. And even Jonathan Bailey was like, yes. There was like a, you know, and explained like, yeah, you nailed it. Yes, it was good. But man, of course, people on Twitter were losing their shit saying, you know, all this kind of stuff. You go underneath the comments, they were, of course, trying to go after David Cornsweet because, again, people are still trying to just cancel people for just saying obvious shit, things that aren't even wrong. But anyways, more when it came to David Cornsweet talking about Superman. He talked about also, he loves the fact that the behind the scenes of that last, in the final act of Superman, where the behind the scenes of him and Jimmy Gunn's kind of like, it wasn't like, I guess you could say they were kind of arguing about how he was going to say that monologue about being human and stuff like that. He basically was like, he mentioned that he feels lucky that debate was caught on camera and people got to see it, and I actually agree with it. He said right here, I love that tension without friction because friction creates unnecessary heat. It was interesting hearing from people what they thought of it, everything from, well, that's what always happens, all the way to what a terrible working environment. For me, it does happen all the time. It was amazing from, Indefatigable. James was, obviously not backing down. He very rarely got fed up with me because I think he knew that the reason I'm having those conversations with him at my boldest because I think I might see something that he doesn't see and he might value. I never want a director to say, fine, if you need that, go do it. I'm not doing it just for me. I might see something here that you actually like, and then you'll feel like it's yours, which, you know, it ended up working, of course. And then he also said he fought for this. He fought for this little smile right here, which I thought was always good, the way that he smiles right there. And I think a lot of people did. David Cornsweet says, there was one note that James Gunn didn't budge on. When I was, or that he didn't budge on. There was one note that he didn't want to budge on. When I was doing that chuckle, when Rachel says, I love you, James came up to me and said, it's not working. It needs to be solemn. I was like, no! The whole point is I fucking know that you love me. And he does bring a good point, because I actually like that. And a lot of people really like the smile that he gives right here to Lois when she finally admits that she loves him. I actually think that it works better. So sorry, Jimmy Guns, I'm with David right here. Just saying. See? And that's good. That's called collaboration, you know? Because we hear the horror stories about directors that are just freaking, you know, they're freaking communists, and they're just like, nope, it's my way. It's all about that. So I'm glad that he didn't budge when it came to all that. It's good. I love that. Supergirl. Man, it's about time. We were like, what's going on? CCXP's ended. What are we doing? We got a little bit of something. Obviously, we got some CCXP stuff, and we already talked about all that. We saw the interactive bar, the intergalactic bar and everything. And then finally they were like, oh yeah, there's a press thing. There's a press thing that happened. And guess what? We get a little tease for the tease, which, goddamn, it's like such a new thing. Soon there's going to be a tease of the tease of the tease. Well, there she is, right there. Amelia Alcock. Not in the Supergirl costume, wearing the shades. There's a spaceship. Almost over. And then we got the Superman crest again. It's so funny because, oh man. Yeah, there's a certain like scooper Twitter handle out there that was going like, it's just the same one. It's like, yeah, it's called the House of L. They have the same crest. Seriously. Do you not know that? I mean, yeah, and I think you guys probably saw it on Twitter. My time to shine. They're making a big thing. It went viral because people were going, "Are you stupid?" Like, I mean, but that Twitter handle, whoever's behind it. Some people say it's Grace. Some people say it's somebody else. I don't know. There's like a whole speculation of who's actually behind the, My Time to Shine, scooper little Twitter handle. People are kind of like wondering, but it's definitely not a James Gunn fan. It's definitely more of a big time Zack Snyder fan. So naturally they're going to make stupid ass tweets like that. Where it's like, yes, of course it's going to be the same logo. Obviously they made it a little bit different, which I like. I like actually how it does actually have some of those intergalactic, neon tones to the outside, to the shine, as opposed to Superman's, which was like just really shiny, which obviously Superman, he's the more symbol of hope. She is kind of a mess at the beginning, so pretty cool. I would love to see Zach and James interview. Oh, director on director. That'd be insane. That would be cool. That would be really cool. I'm with you on that. And then Eric Davis was posting, he was there and posting some of the events. We got Mealy right there. I like how she's just like, I'm wearing baggy pants and an oversized coat and a shirt. She's got a style. She's got some swag. Amelia Alcock's got some swag. She's not blonde anymore, I'm guessing, because whatever she's filming right now, she needed to be brunette, which looks good. And then, of course, there's the four of them. We got Jimmy Guns, who, does that look like a guy who's losing his job? Huh? Mealy, she's so tiny. And then, of course, Greg Gillespie, and then Peter Safran. Peter Saffy Pants right there. Sorry, I got to plug in my phone. I forgot to charge it before I did this. All right. So there's some images right there. We actually got more stuff as well. We got some more images. This is from Brandon Davis. Brandon Davis posted these ones right here. So there's more Mealy right there in front of the logo. The logo looks cool. There's Craig. There's James Gunn looking like a goober. He is. James Gunn's a goober. He's a dork. He's a big dork. So, yeah, we got that. And let's see. There's more. Let's see. Yeah, right here. And again, Mealy Alcock. She's adorable. She's absolutely adorable. So here's her first reaction. Here's her reaction. She has not seen this Supergirl trailer until this event right here. So she hasn't seen, she's probably seen, you know, some shots and whatever, but she hadn't seen the trailer already. So this is her reaction to watching the trailer for the first time.
So Millie, that's the first time you've seen it,
Yeah.
right? Fully complete.
Yeah.
And how did you feel?
Crazy.
Is this so weird? Is this so surreal
It's
for you?
so weird.
Yeah.
In the best way.
It is.
No, it's really surreal seeing like everyone's work come together and kind of, you know, it's gonna happen. Shit.
What are you guys most excited for people?
She's adorable. It's gonna happen. It's happening. It's definitely happening. And did I post it? I don't know if I did post it, but I saw it. Let me see. There was another video that I saw of James Gunn talking about it as well. There's like another video going out there. Do you think Corin Sweat will be in Supergirl? 100%. I think those reshoots, I think like when they were like talking about those reshoots and the Superman costume was no longer displayed at Warner Brothers, that was a good indication right there. But here's Jimmy Guns right here talking about the Supergirl trailer.
For me, this is such a cool experience because Craig has been one of my favorite directors for many years. I, Tanya was my favorite.
I, Tanya was fantastic. Fantastic. I still haven't watched Cruella.
It was awesome. And just as weird is Millie. I mean, even weirder in a way. Because when I first read Woman of Tomorrow, and I was excited about doing it, and I said, you know who would be great? This is totally true. I remember on the phone. So you know who would be great as Supergirl? That little girl from House. Are you watching House of the Dragon? That little girl, that little tiny kid from that little miniature human being from House of the Dragon. Yeah. I think she's really got something special about her. For me, this is such a cool experience because.
And I love that because James Gunn's talked about that many times before. He was like, oh yeah. He's like, I think she'd be perfect. And it sounds like she is going to, you know, people who have seen it, you know, of course you're going to have, you know, it's going to be madness. Because it's supposed to happen on Thursday, of course. It's going to be absolute madness online. You know, the normal people are going to hate it naturally. And of course, like, you know, there's going to be people that are just going to naturally glaze it, as the kids say. Glaze it. But yeah, so there's just, you know, it's going to be absolute madness. My question is it going to blow up the internet? Is it going to, you know, obviously we're going to see Jason Momoa as Lobo. We're going to see craziness. We're going to see action and whatnot. We're going to see the tone of it. And people are saying that it does not have a, you know, it doesn't have a full-on the same tone as Superman. So that's what's going to be very interesting to see that reaction. But it already seems like what I've been seeing right now and just looking at things is like people are heavily anticipating this trailer. And I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to be doing a reaction on Thursday whenever it drops. I'm sure it's going to drop probably 6 a.m. my time, so I'm going to have to sip that coffee. But and I'm definitely going to refresh myself, you know, when it comes to the book as well, because it's going to be a heavily discussion on the Vodka stream, this Friday. So look forward to that as well. Let's see what else we have. Aaron Pierre. Well, we got something from Aaron Pierre. He teamed up with, let's see, he's rocking. Okay, you know who Jordan the Stallion is? He's very popular on TikTok and everything. He's like the guy who's always talking about something random, and he goes, come here. And then he zooms in on his phone. So Aaron Pierre was doing something with him, and as you can see right there, Aaron Pierre is already, he was like, well, I'm going to be wearing this fucking Green Lantern necklace. So that's pretty sweet. I like that. So there was that whole thing. And then to wrap up the DCU stuff. Let me see. Let me full on find it right here. Well, yeah. Is that all the stuff? Yeah. Superman is the most popular searched movie of 2025 on IMDb. That's right, IMDb. Most popular searched. And again, going back to the people who said that nobody's going to be talking about Superman after Fantastic Four comes out. And again, what is missing from the top 10 list? Fantastic Four. There's the top 10 list right there from IMDb. They released it. James Gunn said, cool. But yeah, number one. And then it's kind of interesting because Warner Brothers has the top 4. Warner Brothers has the top 4. Weapons, number 2. Sinners, number 3. One Battle After Another, number 4. And then it goes to Jurassic World, which I thought was a shit sandwich. I just did not really enjoy that movie at all. And then, of course, Frankenstein, Happy Gilmore 2, Thunderbolts. So Marvel Studios did make the list. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. And then finally, F1, which is also a Warner Brothers distributed movie. There you go. Again, it's like, you know, when this is what I always just kind of like tell these guys that are like that want to hate on everything and just want to push back. It's like, you know, you got to do it smart and sometimes just take the L's. You know, you're too busy. I mean, there was another article that came out that I don't even want to talk about again when it comes to the revenue that Superman got. Now, it was like another article that was like saying like Superman, it was Bloomberg this time, not Forbes. It was Bloomberg that said Superman made $100 million in pure profit. And I went, okay, again, I don't know where the numbers come from or what, if they're legit, I don't know, whatever, but they keep on coming out. Superman made a profit. I'm sorry. Made a profit. They're making a sequel. The DCUs keep on, it's going, okay? And then, of course, when it comes to Supergirl, God knows what that reaction is going to be like. It's probably going to be mainly positive. There's probably going to be a lot of views that when it comes to 24 hours, I don't know what to tell you. They're going to keep on, of course, trying to, you know, and with the whole Netflix thing, which we're going to dive into right now, the drama that's still happening when it comes to all that, it's just, oh my God. I don't know. I just like go like, you know, what are we doing here? Let's see. Was that it? I think that was it. There's probably more I missed. I don't know. Let's see. Did James Gunn talk about anything else? Let's see. No, well, you wished a happy birthday to Wendell Pierce. And then, of course, talked about that. Wished a happy birthday to Nicholas Hoult. That's good. And yeah, just nothing, you know, just happy birthday stuff. So nothing really much more when it came to that. Let me see. Just I want to double check and make sure I covered everything. You know, when it came to IMDb and all the stuff, and oh man. And then we'll dive into the Netflix and Warner Brothers. Oh man, I tell you, that thing is just, I don't even like, I'm like going, why are we even, oh my God. Oh, this is cool too. All right, so one last thing. I knew there was one thing I wanted to bring up. Regardless of how you feel about about James Gunn, okay? I get it. There are people that just, it's not what they like, it's not whatever. But at the same time, the fact that we have DC Studios and we have DC Comics and they're flourishing right now. Something that we haven't had. Being DC fans, we've been craving a studio and the comic book division to be working together and flourishing. And it's happening. It's actually happening. And you got Scott Snyder right here, of course, who's killing it with Absolute Batman and all the stuff he's working on. You know, James Gunn says comics are killing it lately because Absolute Batman, of course, issue number 1 is on its 10th reprint. And then Scott Snyder says, so are DC official movies, you know, and TV, James Gunn. Thanks for great leadership. I mean, it's just, again, it's just one of those things. Oh, crap. It's just one of those things where you have to just like acknowledge, you know, kind of just acknowledge that, hey, at least we have this. Again, you have this crazy hate boner for James Gunn, but sorry to say, that stuff's kind of happening right now. Anyways, I just realized I plugged in my phone and it's not actually plugged in because I have my light on. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna plug this in. Hold on, give me 1 sec, because my phone's gonna die, and that's what I use for my little stream deck thing. Hold on, give me 1 sec, guys. Oh yeah, that's also plugged in. Oh yeah, there we go. There is an extra plug right here. There we go. All right, sorry about that. I was like, oh yeah, I don't have that plugged in right there. I got like too many things plugged in right here, so we're good. All right, now let's. Yeah, it's kind of warm in here. Jeez. Something about Southern California, even though it's December, still got to 80 degrees today. I'm like, shit, it's starting to warm up again. And it's supposed to get to 85 like on Wednesday. I'm like, great. I'm like, Jesus Christ, can we just like have it? But then it's going to cool down again. But anyways. Oh, this drama between Netflix, Warner Brothers, and Paramount. Davey Ells, Jesus Christ. Or should we call him Veruca Salt? My God, man. So there's been a ton of things like when it comes to all this. There's been headlines after headlines. I don't even like, there's so many things that I didn't even want to like dive into like big time. But there are, there's some articles that I will, bring up. I'll bring up this article right here. I don't want to bring up too many things. I don't want to even because it's so up in the air right now. But obviously we heard about this. We heard that there was going to be something when it came to Paramount, that they were going to have this hostile takeover, which I'm like going, why are we, that just doesn't sound good. And nothing about that sounds good at all. When you say hostile takeover bid, what, that just sounds Looney Tunes, okay? Pardon the pun. But yeah, it just sounds very Looney Tunes that you're going to be calling it like that. And it's just like, yeah, you're sounding like a spoiled brat that's not getting his way. And even though I'm not happy with the whole Netflix thing, I probably wouldn't be happy with, Paramount either. That's why I think a lot of us were kind of going, hey, Universal, can we just if anybody's going to take it, Universal, because, it's Universal. They have cool shit. I'm starting to hate a lot of this stuff, but there's a couple of things I'm going to bring up. Now, let's see. There was actually an interview with good old Davey Ells that was on CNBC right here. And basically, if you want to hear a little bit right here, this is what he was saying today.
Our offer is $30 a share, all cash. $41 billion in equity that's backstopped by the Ellison family and Redbird, $54 billion in debt with commitments from Citi, Bank of America, and Apollo. We have faster regulatory certainty to close, and our deal is pro-consumer, it's pro-creative talent, it's pro-competition, and we believe
Paramount launches $30 share. It's a better offer, which is crazy.
$30 a share. Is basically $17.6 billion in cash more than the $23 in share that they signed up.
Right. Well, you're not obviously paying. You're paying for global networks. Their deal doesn't involve paying for global networks, which are traded as its public company. Which, by the way, also figures very prominently here in trying to determine what the overall value of the respective deals are. Because they're $27.75, including obviously the stock portion of their deal, but it also includes, well, what's global networks? Is it a $2 stock? Is it a $4 stock? What do you see? Because that can go a long way in terms of at least determining why the board may have said, no, we think Netflix is superior.
So respectfully, we think that basically that's valued at $1 a share. I think if you
why at $1?
So if you look at Versant, where the median of all of this is, it's about 4.5 times. You have to get to 5 times equity value or more.
And look at that. Look at that right there. So when all this was happening, Warner Brothers stock was up almost 6%. Paramount's was almost up 5%. Netflix's stock went down. That's what was crazy. I was watching that stuff too. Netflix's stock went down while the other two went up.
The kind of $3 plus that you're claiming. But again, I think the most important thing to go back here is, look, we're sitting on Wall Street where cash is still king. We are offering shareholders $17.6 billion more cash than the deal that they currently have signed up with Netflix. And we believe when they see what is currently in our offer, that that's what they'll vote for.
Ooh, he's confident. He's confident. And even Trump got asked about it too. And he was like, I mean, obviously Trump's been on the side of Paramount, but then there was like, I guess there was some friction that happened even there too, because it's Trump. Of course there's going to be friction. What the frick? Oh, man. There we go. But then this is also scary to think about too. Because I saw this tweet right here, and it's just like going, it just sounds, everything, this is why I just wanted to stay where it's at, because it's all sounding just crazy. So Joseph Carlson right here of the Joseph Carlson show, he tweeted out, so if Paramount wins, Larry Ellison and his son will control TikTok, Warner Brothers Studios, Paramount Pictures Studio, CBS, CNN, all of HBO, a Paramount Plus streaming library. They would also control almost every major cable channel. They would have distribution that is possibly even greater than Disney. No wonder Netflix doesn't want them to have Warner Brothers. Yikes! I mean, again, when it came to that merger, when Disney acquired Fox, I think it was something like, oh, they own 38% of the industry. Now I'm kind of wondering, what's that going to be if Paramount actually were to get it? What's the percentage right there? Not to mention all the other media. It's a little scary. It's a little like a monopoly. But at the same time, it's like, do we want Netflix to own all that because they're a streaming company? Do we want Paramount? It's all just crazy. And then, of course, Teddy Sarandos, he's confident. He's like, I think we're going to be fine. He's confident. And, of course, when it comes to the theatrical stuff, he's kind of been, they say all this stuff, again, when it comes to these mergers, these guys say all this stuff when it comes to interviews and headlines and press. Oh, yeah, everything's going to be okay. Everything's fine. We're just doing that. No, nobody's going to be losing jobs. We're going to be... Of course, they're saying all this stuff now because they want to look like the good guys. But God knows what's going to happen next year. Next year is going to be a crazy year because, again, it is not finalized that Netflix is fully going to get it. There's something could happen where Paramount could just end up swiping it up, or there is also the headline out there, there was information out there that there's a possibility that Warner Brothers would get like $5-point-something billion, I think it was, that if Netflix doesn't get it, there's a fee that they're promised. It's called a breakup fee because the merger doesn't happen, and they will still receive like over $5 billion from that $82 billion that Netflix was getting. So they're still going to get some. And then some of us were kind of going like, was that Zazzy Pants? Was that him like going, oh yeah, well maybe we're not going to go anywhere, and we're just going to get this extra. We're going to get this $5 billion. We're going to get this money right here that will definitely help us. I don't know. It's all fucking crazy, and I guess we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. I don't know. Like I said, nothing's set in stone. This is why I keep on telling people, pump the brakes on weird stuff that you're, what you are fighting for is nothing. That is a fart in the wind, what you are fighting for. These guys are fighting for, like, complete power over media, which is a little scary. That's where a lot of us kind of just go like, holy crap. Yeah, that 5.5, yeah, that was definitely Zaz's idea. Smart. He's a smart businessman. Zazzy Pants, he's a smart businessman for putting that breakup fee in there where if the deal doesn't go through, they still receive over $5 billion. Smart. Absolutely smart. So it's all crazy, man. But, 2026 is going to be an interesting year. And then, of course, God knows what's going to happen when Trump and, the government gets all involved with all this stuff. So I don't like it. Yeah, that breakup fee is crazy, but smart on Zaz. Smart on Zaz for that one, though. All right. Box office. All right. Who went to the movies this weekend? I didn't care to see Five Nights at Freddy. I haven't seen the first one. So naturally, I saw Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. I already talked about that. So let's look at the box office report. Five Nights at Freddy's, 64 million domestic right there, top spot naturally. And total, it made 110.5. Really solid opening. I can't imagine. I mean, obviously the budget was probably maybe doubled or maybe, it was definitely more. But it made less domestically than the first one. The first one actually made like over 80 million domestically. This one didn't, but, you know, still 110.5, not too shabby. And then, of course, Zootopia took a 56.7% drop, but that doesn't matter. I mean, it's so funny. 56.7% drop from last weekend, but it crossed $900 million. 917. Oh, my God. That's crazy. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. So yeah, this movie is just gonna go right to $1 billion. I did not expect Zootopia 2 to do that. And then we got Wicked for good. I expected Wicked to be past already $500 million, but it's not. That's kind of interesting. It's sitting at 440.9 million. So yeah, it's just crazy. And then of course we have Jujutsu Kaisen Execution, so an anime, and that made 40 million. Animes are cheap, and they make a lot of money, so that probably already made stuff. And then, of course, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, crossed 200 million. It's at 209.3. Cool. But then, of course, you have Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, only made 3.4. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it too much. Re-releases don't do all that much. And you got some other random ones in there too, but yeah, Hamnet was like got a more of a release. It's at 4.2, but it doesn't matter because Hamnet is just like, it's one of those movies where it's like, oh, that's gonna get nominated for everything. Nobody has heard about that movie, but it's gonna get nominated like crazy. Oh man, but yeah, so there's everything. But Zootopia 2, just that after a 2 weeks. Obviously, it had the holiday weekend, but it's just crazy. It's absolutely insane that it's made that much. Now, here we go. One of the big things, of course, that was talked about today was the Golden Globes. Obviously, we had the Critics' Choice Awards that were also, the nose nominations were announced. And, pretty similar. But the Golden Globes were definitely today when it came to everything. So let's just go through the list real quick. A lot of people, obviously it's starting off with television right here. I'm looking at discussingfilm.net. Best television drama series, The Diplomat, The Pit, Severance. That's the only one that I've seen. Severance is the only one I've seen on this list, but I've heard such great things about every one of these, so fucking Netflix is there. Television, music, or comedy, Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, and The Studio. I haven't watched any of these. I suck. And then limited series, Adolescence, All Her Fault. I've heard nothing but good things about All Her Fault. The Beast in Me, Black Mirror. Black Mirror is the only thing I've watched. Dying for Sex. You too? Oh. Anyways, The Girlfriend. And then, of course, Best Performance, Male Actor in a Television Series. Sterling K. Brown, Paradise. Diego Luna, of course. Andor, Gary Oldman, Slow Horses. Mark Ruffalo, Task. Adam Scott, Severance. And Noah Weil for The Pit. And then we got Kathy Bates, Matlock, which is so funny. It's so random. Britt Lauer, Severance. Helen Mirren, Mobland. Bella Ramsey, The Last of Us, of course. Wow, I know Pedro Pascal? Oh, I just realized that. No Pedro on that one, huh? Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus, which I still need to freaking watch that as well. And then, of course, we got some of the other ones. Let's get to the movies. We don't have to talk about all these. There's so many. All right. Best Picture Drama. Frankenstein. That's right. Hamnet. It was just an accident. I have no idea what that movie is. The Secret Agent, I've kind of heard of that one. Sentimental Value, same thing. Look at Neon. Look at Neon. Look at this. Look at Neon Go right here. We have 3 Best Picture Drama from Neon. That's crazy. And then, of course, Sinners, which is great. You would think that Sinners, well, I guess it's not really a musical, but it's got music in it. Music or comedy. Blue Moon, no idea what that is. Begonia, I 100% back that up because Begonia is one of my favorite movies of the year. Marty Supreme, I hope to see that before the year's up. No Other Choice, no idea what that is. Nouvelle Vague, don't know what that is either. And then, of course, One Battle After another movie I plan on seeing before the year's up. So maybe it'll be part of my top 10. And then, of course, non-English movies right there, which I'm not going to even try to attempt to, But Secret Agent is like getting a lot of, and it's got that one dude in it who I call Discount Pedro Pascal. Oh, man. And then, of course, you got animated. Zootopia is right there, and that's killing it. And, of course, Demon Slayer and all those. Let's see. We got Best Director, Motion Picture. We got Thomas Anderson, of course. Ryan Coogler, Guillermo is right there. Jafar Pani. Like I said, I don't know what that is. And Joe Chim Trier, Sentimental Value. I don't know what that is either. And then, of course, Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. I figured Chloe Zhao would get nominated. And then, of course, Screenplay, Paul Thomas. And then the Safri when it comes to Marty Supreme. Ryan Coogler, naturally, Chloe Zhao. And then just pretty much almost like the same people up there. Best Performance, Male Actor. Look at this. Dwayne Johnson, even though the movie didn't do well, he got nominated. And I say good, because he did a phenomenal job. I know I've given some hard shit to DJ for when it came to past stuff. But good on him, because I thought the movie was good, and his performance was great. And Christopher Nolan praised it, for fuck's sake. But yeah, then you got Joel Edgerton, Train Dreams. I haven't seen that one yet, but I heard it's good. Oscar Isaac, Frankenstein. Of course, Michael B. Jordan should actually fucking win because he played 2 roles. Wager Mora, that's who the guy is. I call him Discount Pedro Pascal. Then, of course, Jeremy Allen White. I didn't see the Springsteen movie, but I heard he did great, but, And then female, we got Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. We got Jennifer Lawrence in Die My Love, which I want to see that one too. Robert Pattinson didn't get any love for it, apparently. Renate Rainsby for Sentimental Value, so I haven't seen that. Julia Roberts in there after The Hunt. Tessa Thompson even for the Hedda movie, which was on Amazon. And then Ava Victory, Sorry Baby. I have no idea what that one is either. Timothée Chalamet got nominated again. And we got George Clooney for Jay Kelly, and then Marty Supreme. Of course, Leo got nominated. Hey, Ethan Hawke. Again, Blue Moon. Don't even know what the hell it is. Lee Bung-hun for No Other Choice. I actually did hear about that movie. Now that I remember, I've been hearing good things about that. And then I'm glad to see that Jesse Plemons got nominated for Begonia because he did such a fantastic job. Rose Byrne. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Yeah, I know what that movie is. I saw the preview for that. It looked pretty good. Of course, Cynthia Erivo. She got nominated, and this is like the first time someone's got nominated for the same role 2 years in a row. Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue. That's not even out yet, which is kind of crazy. I'm like, okay, I guess she did well on that. That's coming out this week or next week. I can't remember. Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another. That's cool. Amanda Seyfried, The Testament of Ann Lee. I didn't know she had another movie coming out. Emma Stone, of course, which that would be who I'd root for because, again, really love that movie. Benicio del Toro got nominated. Jacob Elordi, which, of course, people were pushing for that because of his Frankenstein performance. Paul Mescal for Hamnet. Sean Penn. People were raving about his performance. Adam Sandler. It's good to see Adam Sandler get nominated for Jay Kelly. And then Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, which I was like, I didn't even hear about that movie. And then Emily Blunt also got nominated for The Smashing Machine. Ellie Fanning got nominated for Predator Badlands. Just kidding, Sentimental Value. And then, of course, Ariana Grande also got nominated, which she, like her and Cynthia, they like I said, the record for that, no, that's never happened before. But I like that Amy Madigan, she got nominated for Weapons. That's awesome. It's awesome to see. Weapons got some love. Tana Taylor for One Battle After Another, and of course Igna is Dr. Lislas for Sentimental Value. And then of course, original score, all the things. And then we got cinematic box office achievement. Oh no Superman. What? Oh shit. Oh, more ammo to throw, right? And I already saw that. Those guys were loving the fact that, it didn't get nominated for a Golden Globe for box office achievement. Why the fuck is Avatar, Fire and Ash cinematic and box office achievement? I mean, I guess it's part of the cinematic part, but the movie hasn't come out yet. We don't know how much money it's going to make. But I guess they're saying like it's cinematic achievement, fine. But I'm just kind of like, okay, well, let's see what it does first. And I'm just kind of going like, hey, Superman actually made more money than Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, didn't it? I don't know. But maybe they're looking at it budget to, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. But Sinners is in there. K-Pop Demon Hunters is in there. Of course, Zootopia is in there, and that's probably going to win. Weapons is also in there, and Wicked for Good is also in there. They even have Best Podcast, but who cares? I'm not on there. There's no Film Junkee podcast on there. So I don't care. Yeah, Fantastic Four didn't either. Yeah, it seems, they don't give love to the comic book genre. I mean, Superman got nominated for VFX for Critics' Choice. I'm sure it'll get nominated probably for an Oscar for that as well. It's kind of funny too. You know those guys? Who are those guys? The VFX guys. Those VFX guys, what's that channel? I watch them every now and again when they break down VFX. Who are the VFX guys? I'm totally drawing a blank on what their channel is. VFX guys. Corridor Crew. They did an episode and they praised Superman's VFX. They did. Just saying, because we always kept seeing out there. I'm just like going, it's just so funny because, when you're seeing the discourse out there, and obviously I'm not trying to take either side of the discourse, but when you're in, but I'm all about, new stuff. I'm all about DC stuff. I like Superman. I've watched it 5-6 times now. I enjoyed every, I've enjoyed it every time. But it's just so funny because it's just like, there's like, now you have VFX experts going like, oh yeah, they actually did pretty good with these special effects, and they're breaking it down and doing all. They did the same thing with Fantastic Four, it's just some things. So it's just it's interesting when you're getting like this, perspective of like other people who are not part of this discourse, not caring about stupid squabbles that are happening. That's why I get to the point. I think like when I went off on that rant about everything on Friday, which, I posted the condensed version today, and like I said, go watch it. I'm like going, all right, we have these little squabbles with it when it comes to all this. It means nothing in the whole grand scheme of everything when it comes to this merger that could possibly happen, when it comes to just when it comes to award season that's coming up. It's like, do you guys watch anything else? I mean, I go to your Twitter accounts and all I see is you either shitting on the DCU or you're thinking that you won some kind of victory when it comes to Netflix buying Warner Brothers, and you're posting like, oh yeah, Zack's back, is it Snyderverse is back? And I'm like, do you watch anything else? There's so much more out there to enjoy. That's the thing. There's so much out there to enjoy. It's like, can we just do that? Positivity when it comes to all that. But no, it's so weird, man. I have strong feelings Supergirl will be rated R, Dave. It won't be. It will not be rated R. Just because the poster shows her drinking, I don't think it's going to be rated R. And that's another thing too, is like the drinking part. If you read the book, the drinking part is not, it's not her whole character. She's dealing with grief when it comes to Krypton being destroyed. She's numbing, but the story does not revolve just like, oh, she's constantly drunk and stuff like that. Like she's fucking drunken Supergirl the whole time. It's like, it's not going to be entirely that. So it's like, get that out of your heads. Read the book. I think we're going to be all right. Yeah, people can drink in PG-13 movies. It happened in fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when it came to Star-Lord. He was always getting drunk because of Gamora, because he lost her. And then what ended up happening, he was so drunk that he couldn't help out Rocket, who almost died. So there's always, it's just part of the story. It's not the entire character. So, Jesus Christ. But let's look at some polls. You guys want to look at my poll? My polls? Yeah, exactly, Darren. Mr. Laugh Now, Cry Later. It's a great book. And I'm going to skim through it again and just, because we're going to be talking about it. Now, hopefully I can get Rebecca from Supergirl Radio to get back. I'm very curious. She didn't really like Superman. So I'm wondering how she's going to feel about the trailer. So I'll get Rebecca Johnson back on the Vodka Stream, hopefully. So Only on OnlyFans? No, I meant because she was bloody. Yeah, I mean, the book is very mature, so it'd be crazy if they actually made it rated R, but I don't think they have to. All right, so I ran some polls, and like I said, I've been doing that a lot lately because, I like the engagement that it has, so the latest poll that I 5 hours ago, I said with the headlines that Paramount's doing the hostile takeover, I asked you guys, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Paramount will win? 25% said yes. Netflix wins. 61% still said yes. Another studio, only 4%. And then I talked about that breakup fee and 10%, which, that's always a possibility too. And then I asked, I just was like, well, we got the Supergirl stuff. Obviously, we have the Crest, the House of El Crest. And I was like, which version do you like more, the Superman one or the Supergirl? Pretty even right there. And, and then 24% were like, neither. Almost 2,000 votes right there. It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, and this was another thing, too. I forgot to bring up. Yeah, James Gunn and Peter Safran. Oh, no, I did bring this up. What am I talking about? I did see that. But this was David Zaslav's quote right here. The work of James and Peter, their creative vision is compelling and great economic return. There's no storytelling content that we have that provides a bigger palette than DC, and there's nobody around right now who could tell these stories with the same imagination and excitement. So yeah, just giving praise to those guys. And then of course this poll right here, what's the biggest worry of Netflix purchasing Warner Brothers? Netflix having too much power is 46%. Theatrical windows getting shorter, 23%. WB physical media decreasing, 15%. I have no worries, 16%. So pretty good stuff. And then when it came to the Quentin Tarantino, Paul Dano thing, I was like, do you agree that he's, weak? No, I think most of us were like, no, he's not. He's great. He's absolutely great. And then, of course, there was the Scarlett Johansson, what could she play in Batman 2? 50% said Poison Ivy. And I'm like, no, there's not going to be a Poison Ivy. It's just, I'm going for the Andrea Beaumont or maybe even a new character. I would even like Vicky Vale. I don't know about Poison Ivy, 50%. Jeez, I hadn't looked at that poll, and that's like 3.4 thousand votes right there. Poison Ivy, come on. What are we doing here? She's not going to be Poison Ivy. No. I can't see her being Poison Ivy. Some people were saying St. Cloud. Yeah, Silver St. Cloud. And I was like, that's a different one. That could be a cool one right there. That could definitely be a cool one. Nora. All right, let's go to some Twitter questions, and then we'll wrap up this stream. I think we've had some fun. Hopefully you guys have had yourself a good time when it comes to this. All right, starting off with Eric. So Dave, considering that WB is going to be bought by someone, whether we like it or not, of the likely outcomes, I'm more team Paramount for two reasons. Zach doing movies with them, that'll probably be in theaters. They will be in theaters. I'd enjoy watching its fascist freakouts. Yeah. I know, I've already gotten those too. Like, oh yeah, they're fascists. I'm like, right. That would be very terrible if they were going to own that much of media. It would be pretty damn terrible if they ended up being fascists and they were, yeah. I don't know. People pass these terms around, and I don't think they even know what they mean anymore. Mr. Laugh Now, Cry Later. Darren, I noticed Brandon Sklenar said Keaton and Bale was his favorite live-action Batman. Yeah, Batman. Those are cool. Those are the same to Pattinson mentioned. Just thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like, and even though like Ben Affleck is the Batman that I've always wanted to see, Batfleck was always the Batman I wanted to see on the big screen. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know how many times I see where when people talk about their favorite Batman actor, Ben Affleck's never in there, and I see a lot of people throw more shade than they do, positive, which sucks because he's still my favorite cinematic Batman because I've always wanted to see that Batman on the big screen in the blue and the black and the gray and looking like a big brooding fucking beast. So it sucks that, you never hear Batfleck praise a lot. Sometimes you'll find things here and there, but it sucks that you don't hear it more often. Cooper Knox, is the Snyderverse restored yet? I was told the Snyderverse would be restored immediately after. Oh, yeah, I was told that, there's, I'm wrong. Zach knows things. Zach is very heavily involved. There's no way that's coincidence, all this kind of shit. And then we got Blu-ray Angel right here. He posted a video. This guy looks like the Joker sometimes.
On your left.
Yeah.
On your left.
Yeah, that does make sense. It is like that. Sadly, it's like, I love the theatrical experience. I'll always love the theatrical experience. Look at that old GIF from like 4 years ago. Devin Wooter, hey Dave, I'm very scared right now that Netflix got WB. I blame the damn movie theater tickets. Do you think Disney or Universal will buy WB? I just ordered a 43-inch HD TV. I'm watching you now on it. Sweet. I think you the best YouTuber of all time. Yes. Oh, you know what? Thank you for reminding me. I gotta buy my Avatar tickets. I'm gonna do that tonight. So thank you for reminding me, Devin. I much appreciate it, sir. And hopefully your TV looks good. Hopefully the show looks good. So, now let's see. Hey, Dave, is the Netflix, this is from Mr. Nobody. Hey, Dave, is the Netflix and WB merger a done deal, or is Paramount trying to make a counteroffer? It's not a done deal. They said that the earliest it would be a full-on done deal would be a year from now. Like, it'll be, maybe less than a year from now, but they said end of 2026. So, and there's a lot of hurdles that they're going to have to go through. And that's the thing. It's like, that's why I was like, this whole victory lap that those guys were like doing. I'm like, guys, you're going to fight. You're getting over your skis right now. I'm trying to actually help you out. But, you guys wanted to be petty fucking assholes to me. All right. What do you think about if Netflix stays as a streamer and WB could operate as a separate company for movies exclusively in theaters? That's the hope. And that's what Ted Sarandos is kind of saying. But again, he's saying that right now when everything is in the very early stages. God knows what he'll be saying next year or when they fully get the goddamn company. It's hard to trust. Hard to trust these billion-dollar company leaders, because they're just like trying to be like, hey guys, it's okay. Hey, everything's going to be, hey, you still got this. We're still good. We're still good. But what's going to happen a year from now when the deal fully goes through? That's what a lot of us are worried about. Oh yeah, you're saying stuff now that we're okay with, that you're going to keep a theater window. You're still going to release. He even said that if this happened 2 years ago, the movies that came out this year for Warner Brothers still would have went out in the movie theater. He's saying all this stuff. He's sweet talking. But you just never know. Like, you don't know. We don't know. Okay? We like to think like we know. We like to have these delusional fantasies about things we know. But we don't know shit. We definitely don't know shit. So, it's all up in the air, man. That's why I say pump the brakes. Pump the freaking brakes, I tell you. All right, guys. That is the show today. Good times. Always great talking to you. I'm going to do my post show on Patreon. Look forward to that. I might have a little bit of something I heard that that I'll say on there. So look forward to that. And I also have my podcast that I have, maybe I even said it on there. But I had my little podcast last night, little half-hour podcast of me just talking shit. A little bit more than I do, so that's also on there. Trying to put as much stuff on the Patreon stuff, so hit that like, thumbs up, comments. Like if you guys want to leave a comment after you leave, like people in the live chat, it helps the algorithm. So to help, a little bit more engagement when it comes to the stream. So I would much appreciate that. If you want to just leave like a nice little comment, make sure you hit the like, thumbs up, and all the things. And have a good Tuesday. I'll see you members on Wednesday. And we'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to be doing a trailer reaction to Supergirl. So look forward to that, which is sounding to be like Thursday, and it's probably going to be Thursday morning. So, all right, guys, love ya. Talk to you later.